What happens when a modern engineer is reborn into a world of swords and sorcery, only to realize that magic isn't just mystical energy, it's a programmable code waiting to be hacked? In Machine Mage, the explosive, intellectually rigorous, and relentlessly addictive second installment of Drude's In My Defense series, listeners are thrust into the most critical phase of a protagonist's journey from outcast to innovator. The initial shock of reincarnation, the early struggles with mana sensitivity, and the desperate fight for basic survival are in the past. Now, our hero is ready to revolutionize the world. Armed with a unique class that blends arcane theory with mechanical engineering, a workshop full of half-built prototypes, and a complete disregard for the traditionalist mages who view his work as heresy, he must navigate a treacherous landscape of political intrigue, dungeon delving, and industrial espionage to prove that science and magic are two sides of the same coin. The audiobook production is an absolute masterclass in LitRPG and Isekai storytelling, transforming Drude's meticulously detailed, stat-heavy, and deeply atmospheric prose into a profoundly immersive, dopamine-fueled auditory experience. The dynamic, highly expressive narrator flawlessly captures the calculating, analytical cadence of an engineer optimizing a spell matrix, the terrifying, earth-shaking roars of dungeon bosses adapted to counter his tech, and the deeply satisfying rhythmic chime of system notifications as new blueprints, hybrid skills, and reality-bending class evolutions unlock. Listeners will practically feel the hum of a mana-infused engine revving up, smell the ozone of arcana clashing with steam, and experience the heart-pounding thrill of watching a perfectly optimized, system-defying build dismantle a seemingly invincible enemy through sheer, unadulterated engineering brilliance. Drude masterfully balances the intricate, highly addictive mechanics of crafting progression, dungeon crawling, and grand strategic innovation with a deeply compelling, character-driven narrative. The story explores profound, thought-provoking themes about the intoxicating allure of applying logic to chaos, the terrifying burden of being the only one who sees the world as it could be, the clash between entrenched tradition and disruptive innovation, and the unbreakable resilience of a man who refuses to let the laws of physics or magic stop him. The pacing is relentlessly engaging, moving seamlessly from the quiet, methodical satisfaction of calibrating mana circuits and decoding ancient runes to the explosive, edge-of-your-seat action sequences of massive, system-shaking boss fights where the protagonist wins through overwhelming, unorthodox brilliance. As the Machine Mage delves deeper into the forbidden, lore-rich depths of the world's ancient history and the shadowy origins of the magic system itself, he uncovers earth-shattering truths about the true nature of the source code of reality, the sinister, world-altering experiments conducted by the ancient architects of magic, and the catastrophic consequences of the enemy's ultimate endgame to suppress technological advancement forever. This forces him to make monumental, life-altering choices that will test his tactical genius, his engineering prowess, and his willingness to break the system's fundamental rules to protect his found family and his vision. Every hard-won blueprint, every newly crafted legendary artifact, and every narrow, breathless escape from a lethal dungeon trap serves to deepen the listener's profound investment in this epic, unfolding saga. The climax delivers a spectacular, emotionally charged, and brilliantly orchestrated resolution, a massive, high-stakes confrontation at the heart of a rival guild stronghold, where the protagonist must fully weaponize his experimental Magi-Tech and his unbreakable unity with his allies to shatter the enemy's grand assault, fundamentally altering the balance of power in the realm and leaving listeners breathless, deeply satisfied, and desperately craving the next chapter. Machine Mage is a towering triumph of the LitRPG and Isekai genres, proving that Drude is an absolute master of crafting stories that are as intellectually rigorous in their world-building and power systems as they are viscerally thrilling and deeply satisfying. Whether you are a devoted fan of crafting protagonists, a lover of intricate magic engineering hybrids and deep lore, or simply a listener seeking a rich, accessible, and utterly addictive entry point into a sprawling fantasy universe, this audiobook promises an unforgettable, spine-tingling auditory experience. Prepare to have your imagination fully ignited and your expectations thoroughly shattered, because in this masterfully crafted, beautifully narrated tale, the gears are turning, the mana is flowing, and the machine made is ready to build a new world.